So you're ready for a fun adventure? I hope so, because I think we're going to have a great one today. We're back on the river, and we're going to go to a spot that I found out prospecting, looking for areas where there were Civil War relics or coins. But I found this spot toward the end of the day, and I found some really good stuff there. I found a 12-pound cannonball, round cannonball from the American Civil War, still had a fuse in it. Found some Confederate bullets, buttons, and other odds and ends. And the neat thing is, when I found that cannonball, that was pretty much the last of my digging. I got that hit. I waited for the water to clear up. I made a video, and hopefully you guys have already seen it. Made a video of me actually, you know, grabbing a hold of it, and had to kick it with my boot a little bit because it was cemented to the bottom near the rocks. And so I had to kick it, and I got it up. Sure enough, cannonball. And I pretty much just turned my machine off and said, you know what? We're going to let this spot simmer in my head. And we're going to not see if there's more cannonballs. We're not going to look for belt buckles and swords and muskets that day. It was cold anyway. I was ready to go home. We're back in Mr. Chiggles' wild ride. All right, let's go ahead and fire the Chiggle rig up and go find some more cannonballs. This place could be absolutely paved. There could be 100 cannonballs there. You never know. The river's starting to get lower, so I have to be a little more careful when I cross these fish weirs and stuff, and you know, and not hit too many rocks. If we're going really fast, I mean, we're only drawing an inch or two of water, so it's not bad. But it still gives you a big thump if if they're just a little bit underwater and you hit them. It gives you a pretty good thump. I've witnessed that, trust me. All right, let's go digging. I'm just kind of actually waiting for it to warm up a little bit. At least it's not too windy. It's windy on the river. It's bad. It gets cold. Okay, so we have made it to the site, and I am pulled up right next to where we found the cannonball. And what we're going to do is we're going to look in that area first to see if there's like a whole pile of cannonballs there. And if there isn't, we got plenty of other things to do. Just upriver a little ways, I found some bullets, and we didn't really hit that very hard. So we can hunt that area. This is about where the cannonball was, right up in here somewhere. Oh, it's chilly. Just kind of thought we'd walk around here for a minute just to see if we could see another one. I did not, like I said, I didn't really, there's another one. Maybe. Either a rock. Problem is, on this river, there's a lot of like sandstone rocks that get very rounded. And if you look at them, see them a certain way underwater, they can look like a cannonball. But if you go to the side or on the other, 180 degrees, they get a different view of them. You can tell they're rocks, so they fool you a lot. But if you can kind of get a good round view, you can usually figure it out. From here, it looks like a cannonball. I'm going to put you under, show you what I'm talking about, and then we'll kind of walk up around it. Just you'll see how it will turn into a rock if it's a rock. Where was it? Right there. Yeah, I hope it's a cannonball. All right, you ready? Hold your breath. So hopefully you saw what I meant. And the thing I kicked is what I thought. Oh, that's where the cannonball came from, right there. You look there, I can see that it's like a little clear spot. That's where it was stuck to the rock. Well, let's get the machine out and we'll see if we can find another one or two or three or four. And if not, we'll find some, we'll get some bullets today at least. And hopefully one nice Confederate button. Maybe a sword and a musket. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I do want to show you one thing real quick. Some bricks in here, so that's kind of neat. It looks like probably a thumbprint from when they made it. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Might have been a house nearby. Maybe that's why the stuff's here. Might have washed away in a flood. I'll turn it on. 0 program. I'm going to crank that discrimination up though to 25 maybe. That way it'll quiet it down, because I seem to remember there's a lot of little pieces of wire in here. Headphones are on, maximum sensitivity 2 bars for my battery, which is fine for now. Okay, that's it. So I'll get you out for this first signal. It's not a cannonball, but it's a piece, some type of iron thing right here. I don't know what it is, but it's not too firm where the cannonball was. So who knows? Could be a bayonet or something. And my pick. Oh, it's a piece of pot. Awesome. I found a piece of pot last time we were here, but I don't know if it was this exact spot or not. I bet it was. It was all broken up just like this, and you had that mold seam on, or that structural seam. So yeah, okay, pretty cool. Maybe they threw some more cannonballs out here with a pot. I'll be quiet now. Just found another big piece of that pot. So, and you see I'm a ways out from the bank. So this probably is a dumping area, and hopefully they threw some more stuff out here like bayonets and muskets, but unfortunately it's going to be not good underwater stuff for you today. Sorry about that, but yeah, that's a big old chunk of pot right there. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. This is a weird little doodad. It's a lead. It looks like it might have been cut. I don't know. It's probably some type of homemade sinker maybe. I thought it was a base to a light bulb first, but I think it's just little rocks in there. Don't know what that is. Here's the deal. I went around that little area and there were no more cannonballs. Just right in there. It's kind of like a hole right there. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my pick off, and I just found that one piece of pot, well, 2 pieces of pot. Well, I have good news. We're not skunked. Right off the back of the boat, I just dug a dropped mini ball. That is a almost like it was carved on, doesn't it? Look at that. Boat just went zipping by me. A guy's fishing, and you can hear him going up the river there. But yeah, right there, man. We're on the board. Right, I have a button. Oh, that's a I was gonna say I haven't looked at it yet, but that is a what we call a vent hole button. And these are early. These could go back into the 1700s. So this is a nice copper button. Got a little ding in the top. But if you look in the back, got the little shank right there. There's 2 little holes, and I'll try to get a good picture of that for you. 2 little holes in there. And that's why they call these a vent hole button. And they're in there because it's part of the manufacturing process. Again, this is a really old button. What they did when they put the 2 pieces together, the back and the top, I guess they soldered it, and they put the little vent holes in there. This is what I read a long time ago, so that the if there's any like gases or steam in there, that it wouldn't break the button apart. That's what I seem to have read. It's just part of the manufacturing process, but I'll get you a good picture of that. That's a great find. I'm really happy with that. That's sweet right there. This is just a little junky piece of junk. I'm not going to show you all of this stuff that I find naturally, but this was probably washed down in a flood. It's hard to say what that could be off of a boat or a trailer or a monkey cage for all I know. So this is a weird little thing. I thought it was a fired modern bullet, and I'm not convinced it isn't, but it's completely, really hollow. But if you look at the end, it's kind of got a little bit of a mushroom on it. Yeah, it looks like candelores right there. Got a really good squeaker right here, and I didn't get you out because it's all going to be all cloudy, but I dug it up. Oh, it's in my hand, and it's in my hand, but there it is. We can see it. This is actually the very first time I've seen it. I didn't know it was a bullet. I just knew it was a good squeaker. Wow, that is a perfect one there too, isn't it? That's where I found the bullet, and I just double checked the hole, and there's more squeakers in here. You probably can't hear them, but there's definitely some nice squeaks right there. Go from here. Now here's some iron. discrimination's back on 0 because I turned the machine off and it resets to 0, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. That's fine. There's not that much iron in here. Some more iron there. 1, possibly 2 bullets, or possibly more. It's hard to say. Let's go under the pinpointer. Well, I'm not gonna put you under, but all right, I'll put you under, I promise. I don't want you to get brain-eating amoebas. Yeah, okay, so it's back in here a little bit more under this. It's a nice thick layer of like clay and rocks in here. And that's what I'm digging through. It's hard on the fingers, but you don't really want to use a shovel or a pick or anything because you can scratch stuff so easily. Hear it? Yeah, we moved it. Alright, so it's in our hands. Let's see, what is it? See anything? It's a bullet, looky. There's at least 1 mini ball. Wow, that is freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's a little bit flattened right there for some reason, which is odd. But yeah, another nice drop mini ball. We'll put it in a bag. This little friend. And let's see if there's more. Yeah, there's more. Dig, dig, dig. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I moved it, I guess. I can't find it now. Make sure it's still on. It's still on. I probably threw it back here. The thing is, when we had the pinpointer, there's definitely something buzzing, but we don't know if that was iron or not iron, because a pinpointer does not discriminate. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and dig around here a little bit more. I suspect there's going to be a bullet in there, but there's definitely some chunks of iron that I can hear right now. So since it's not a nice big signal, I'll go ahead and put you away until I'll show you what it is, though, if I dig it, because if it's iron I may not bother with it. Okay, something back, it's back here. I might have kicked it way back behind me. I suspect this is something that I dug out of that hole. You ready? I'm so scared. It's a bullet. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, so that's another drop mini ball. So looking at the tip there, it looks like there could be a hole in it, and if there is, that could be where it was pulled, but it isn't. That's just a regular dropped mini ball. Let's take the machine, run it over the same hole I just dug. I hear iron. Might be something back by my knee, but that might just be me. Okay, I'm not hearing. All right. So what I'll do is I'll get another signal and we'll dig it up and look at it together for the very first time. All right, same deal, and I've got a target in my hand. I have not looked at it yet. Not too far from where I found the bullets, but a little ways. So you ready? Is it good? No. All right, what we have is a rock. It's kind of neat looking actually, but I'm pretty sure that's just a regular rock. And a looks like a pistol cartridge that's all rotted away, or it could be rifle cartridge too, just the base of it. So mostly rotted away. It could be 100 years old, or quite a bit less, but that's a nice brassy signal at least. I'm gonna save this little rock. This is very similar to one that my friend Mike found some time ago that we thought might be an Indian artifact, but you know, there's a lot of rocks like this on the river, so you can never really say. I know this one isn't. It is a little bit more round though, a little bit more perfect than this one is. So I have a target in my hand. It's taken me about 15 or 20 minutes to dig it, but was down deep in the rocks and the clay. It feels like a chain, but I don't know if it's like a good chain or just a normal chain. I'm gonna find out together. Are you ready? Looks like it's iron. Okay, well, that's what it is. That is a nice iron chain. I think this is an old one. That could date to the war easily. I'm not saying it's war related, but there's nothing on there that tells me for sure. I'll put that in the bag. Let's check that hole, make sure that's what I was hearing. sounded like it was a, kind of sounded a little bit squeaky too. So, ready? No, that was it. I think it might have been another squeak over here. Yeah. Boot. I don't know. All right. Oh, let me look around a little bit more, and well, I hate to not be able to dig with you, you know, as I'm going along, but it's really hard to do when you're trying to hold the camera and, you know, there's nothing to look at. So you just have to bear with me on this trip. So that's where I found the chain. I got another big iron signal here, and I can get my fingers on it, but I don't, you know what, maybe that's part of a pot. It's a big iron, it's a piece of iron that's got a hole in it, like a hook or something. And, but boy, I tell you, I can't get it to budge. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get my pick. The problem is this bottom is all these rocks, and they're like almost, they're really cemented together. That's a little hammerstone, doesn't it? They're really hammered together, cemented together. So it's really hard to dig. I don't know what this thing is. Oh, here we go. It's moving. It moved. You ready? Oh wow, yeah. So it's another big piece of that pot. It's funny how I found quite a few pieces of it now, and most of them have been about 20-30 feet off the bank, but this is right against the bank, as you can see. And that's that little hooky thing I had my finger in. All right, that makes sense. A nice big old, this could be 1700s easy, or 1800s for that matter. That's a nice piece right there. That's actually a little spring coming out of the bank there, and that water's ice cold. Still in the area, that's where I found the pot, and I got something good in my, oh, I can see it in my hands. Well, it's a good signal, good sound, and I can see that there's a bullet in there. I'm gonna look at that together with you, but I kind of spied it out beforehand. So yeah, another beautiful Civil War mini ball. I wouldn't doubt there's going to be a nice belt buckle or plate or something in here, box plate, before we're done. I just have a feeling about that. Nice. Can't complain about that, can we? Just found half a horseshoe. That's the first horseshoe I think I found in this spot. So it's nice and black, it's dark, so that means it was down under there, buried the whole time. That's a beauty right there, if you like partial horseshoes. So I've got something here that's really interesting, but it's wedged in the rocks. I'm having a hard time getting it out of there. But it's a good squeaker. It's down in this like mud, but there's some like little rock ledges in here, and there's a piece right there, and it feels rounded. I think it's too big to be a coin, but I'm not 100%. It could be like a large cent, but it feels rounded, and I don't know what it is, and I think it's going to be old, and I think it's going to be really good. So as soon as I get it loose, I'll show you. We'll look at it together before I pull it out of the water. I'm all excited. Oh no. Yeah, I felt the hole in it, and I knew it was going to be a washer. Man, that thing sounded good. It took me forever to get down to it too. They're just perfectly wedged like in the bedrock. Oh well, maybe the next signal will be a good one. Well, it looks like I have a round musket ball, big old 69 caliber. Nice. Went quite a ways from where I found a little pile of them last time I was here. So hopefully there's a whole bunch scattered through here. Seemed like it was kind of a big signal. So let's go ahead and make sure there's not some more in there. You can see how cloudy that is. Really, I can't really do anything underwater with it right here. You see it's actually working its way upstream. I'm too busy digging to talk. I have a little disc right there that I thought might be a penny, but I think it might be button now. See a shank on it, so let's see what we have. Is it a flat button, or does it have a design on it like a eagle? All right, that is a beautiful little flat button right there. Gorgeous little thing. Look at that baby. That's a pretty early one too. The shank looks a little bit off center. Yeah, that's a nice one. Nice little variety of stuff we're finding today too, which makes it more interesting than just bullets, although I'm happy with just bullets, to be honest with you. And just dug a crusty old pull tab. Luckily we're not digging too many of these in here. A little bit of junk, but not a terrible amount. Well, I just found an old belt, which unfortunately I don't think it's going to be Civil War era, but yeah, a nice brassy buckle on there. And that's what it is, somebody's old belt. Maybe the next one will be a Civil War one. That would be awesome. I'm not holding my breath. Got a couple interesting finds right here. Let me set them on the boat. I'm trying to keep you out of the wind. First off, this is a piece of pewter. And what it actually is the flattened out bowl, I do believe, to like a pewter spoon. Not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I found a lot of them like that in the past, so I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Now, this is also interesting. This is the solder out of a food ration can. Now, these were very popular during the Civil War, that era, and then, you know, about 20 years after that. So this, I can't say this is from the Civil War, but it's from, could be from the Civil War. And that's how they put the food cans together. Back in the day, that was the technology. That's actually solder right there. Or if you're from the UK, soldar. You actually pronounce all the letters in it. We don't over here in the US. So like if I scrunch that a little bit, that would break up in my hands and you can see the shininess in it. But I'm going to keep it like that because I think that's kind of interesting. Thought I had something good here. That's zinc, but if you flip it over, you can see that is ceramic. That's actually a lid off of a mason jar or mason atlas type jar, you know, food preservative jar. I was hearing that zinc on it. Man, I thought we had something good, buddy. But I tell you what would be good right now would be a nice warm fire, man. I am absolutely freaking freezing. Look how purple my hands are. My arms. Oh my God, I'm cold. If the wind would go away or the sun would come out, would be okay. Either one. But boy, I tell you, it's chilly. I should have wore a wetsuit. I hate to do that in June, but I probably should have. So I got another nice big iron signal here, and I've been digging some iron in here. Nothing really good, but I think this one's going to be good. I haven't pulled it up yet, but I know what it is, more or less. You ready? Okay, I've felt this enough times to know what it's going to be. I hope. You ready? Oh my gosh. Can you guess what it is yet? At least I'm hoping that's what it is. Oh no, it isn't. I thought for sure it was an artillery shell, but I think it's going to be some type of weird piece of pipe. Got the wrong type of hole in the end. Are you ready? Wow, what a rip-off. Man, I thought that was an artillery shell. It felt exactly like it. So about the right diameter and heavy. But that isn't. That's not what that is. That's some type of weird roller or piece of weird pipe or something. Yeah, I'll throw it in the boat and maybe we'll try to clean it up. Oh, there it is. There's keyway on it, so that's part of an axle probably. See that little keyway on the top? Oh, that was disappointing. I was so happy. I actually was warm for just a minute. Well, guys, it looks like we might have some storms coming, so I might not hang around too much longer. If you look up the river there, it's getting pretty dark. I don't have any cell signal, so I can't look at my phone. Actually, laid down and had a little nap. I woke up and it was getting dark. So, I mean, the clouds were, you know, it was getting stormy. So, I think we're going to head on out of here, guys. Well, it's too late. I haven't even got started yet, and it's already raining. It's coming down. Ah! Oh, no. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I put on my life preserver and try to stay warm. I guess we'll have to sit up on the bank for a bit, let it blow over. The tree doesn't come down on us. Woo! We'll sit down by this tree right here. And that way if another big tree falls on us, it's going to crush us. To add insult to injury, man, something is making me really cough. Probably sycamores, I guess. Whew. Looks like it's slowing down a little bit though, so we might be able to get back out there. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Chig, you're already wet, so what are you worried about? Well, the problem is that the river water temperature is probably fairly close to ambient. Now it might be 70 degrees today. The water is probably close to that. It could be 65 or so. But the raindrops are freaking cold because they're coming from thousands of feet up in the air, and they're really cold, and much colder than the river. In fact, if I went out, when I get back in the water now, it's going to feel very warm because the temperature's actually dropped since it started raining. But yeah, that's why I don't want to get wet from the raindrops. Looks like it's about done anyway. We might actually dig just a little bit more. I'll just stay in the shallow so I don't have to get my top wet. Oh man. I should wear a wetsuit, but I hate wetsuits. All right, what do you think, guys? Heard one or two like little rumbles way off in the distance, but none here. Yeah, let's just go ahead and dig for a little bit. Might get nicer. Of course, the water's all cloudy now because of the waves from the wind. I'm cold. Well, if nothing else, we can say we found a nice homemade sinker after the rain. Don't know if that's made out. Don't know if that's made out of a bullet. Probably not, but that's a pretty one. Actually, a little bit warmer with my life jacket on, so hopefully I'll be all right. Another little sinker thingy, piece of lead that's folded over. Actually, see where the pliers or something squinch them together. That's a fishing weight of some sort. Well, I'm very hopeful about this target because it was really deep in the clay and the rocks. I haven't looked at it yet, but it's in my hand. You see it? Oh no. There it is right there. A little bullet, but it's not going to be a Civil War. It's going to be kind of a modern one, I think. Yep, definitely. Post-Civil War for sure. Small caliber. If you look right around near the base, look near the base there, you can see there's a little ring that goes around it. And I can see little vertical slashes inside that ring. And that's something that was invented after the Civil War. Like 1880s or so is when they first started using those, called cantilevers. So modern, fairly modern bullet. Could be 100, 150 years old. Well, 130 years old, but it was really deep, so I was very hopeful. Yeah, it's actually getting really nice out now. The wind's died down, and I don't know if the sun's going to come out, but it's not too bad. I'm warmer now that I have the life vest on. Well, I just got the dreaded spark plug to an old car or truck or something. Somebody's probably using it as a fishing weight. I see that quite a bit. And there's no other reason for it to be here. Another big piece of cookware here. You can see that little leg right there. Let me say, I do believe that's what it is. Probably some type of... Actually, I don't know what it is. I thought it was maybe some type of skillet or something. It's not part of that pot that we've been finding. It shouldn't be shaped like that, but it does look like a leg right there, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's definitely cast iron, though. Well, I don't know what this thing is, but it's interesting. It's kind of like copper. It's got a couple holes in it right there, so it might have been affixed to something. It's almost like a toe tap thing. That's way too big for that. Huh? That's kind of interesting. I don't know what that went to. That could definitely be Civil War era, plus or minus 100 years, probably. There's a happy little musket ball. That's a perfect one, too. Wow, most awesome. This is kind of cool. I think it might be a knife, but I'm not 100%. This end right here looks like it probably was a handle. Now, there would have been a wood handle around that. And that looks like a blade. Could be a file of some sort. Yeah, look, there's a... That's what they call that, but that's what helps hold the wooden handle on. So there's definitely some type of tool, if not a knife. Yeah, look how sharp that side right there looks much sharper than that side. So I'm thinking that's some type of big old pig sticker. Hey, check this out. This is an old, it might be a fly reel, actually. For fishing reel. Isn't that cool? Big old chunk of brass, man. That could easily have been a belt buckle. That kind of collectible. Probably maybe not quite this shape, but I found a few of these before and people kind of went wild over them. I don't know if they'll go wild over this one, but I like it. Check out this pocket knife. And that thing's sweet. Look at that. You know, I don't know how old that is. Obviously would have had a like a bone handle or a wood handle on that. You know, grips, I guess you would call them. They've rotted away, but yeah, that could be quite old. That could be Civil War era for sure. Just like a whole cartridge. This is a shotgun shell, probably 20 gauge, I guess. Looks like it's been in the river for a while. The primer on the bottom there, you can see that little lump. So that would have been steel primer. The rest of that is brass, and it was not fired. I imagine somebody's probably out here shooting ducks or something on the river. I can't see what size shot that is. Pretty small for ducks though. Maybe they were shooting skeeters. I don't think I'll try to fire that one. Just found another really nice mini ball there. You can tell it's kind of weird looking, and that's because it's carved. You see got some grooves on the bottom, and up from that, it kind of you know, kind of goes in. That's because the soldier sat around with a knife and he carved that, made like a chess piece. I'm not going to say it's a chess piece, but you know, they had a tendency to do that. They really like carving on stuff. I have found a couple of them that were actually carved like a fish. I don't know if that one's going to be or not. Anytime you find stuff like this, you know, soldier art, you know, it means a little bit more than just a plain bullet that some guy just pitched, because he actually sat around a campfire probably and worked on that, you know, trying to make a little piece of art. Well, I guess I really am going to head on home now. I hunted for a little while after the rain. It actually is a beautiful evening, but I got stuff I need to do. And some of it is relaxing back at the house. Just a quick overlook at some of the stuff we found. Lots of pieces of cooking pots there. Got a number of bullets, some mini balls, some round balls, a couple other odds and ends in there. And I'll get you pictures of all this stuff too, and you know, some junk and some junk. All in all, I think we had a fantastic day. Not a real oh my knee-knit find, but they've got some pretty good finds there. I mean, I've been plenty of times where I haven't found anything, so I'm really happy. Well, it's a little birdie chasing a bald eagle over there. Let's just leave on that. What do you say? We'll see you on the next one.
She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between.